Hello and welcome to this week's Whole Week Costa. For Kev, I'm Jay. Today we're going to be talking about two episodes. The first episode, I believe, takes place before Senate murders, and then title of that one is Pursuit of Peace, and then Nightsisters. Kev, you want to start us off with Pursuit of Peace?
Padmé, Organa and Onaconda Farr attempt to rally senators in opposition to a bill that would appropriate funds for millions of new clone troops and have disastrous financial consequences for the Republic. Their opposition to the measure, however, soon makes them targets for intimidation and attacks by hired guns. After escaping two hired thugs, Chata Hyoki and Robonino, in a harrowing speeder bike chase, Padmé is able to sway the Senate with a stirring account of how the war has affected an everyday civilian, her handmaiden, Teckla Minnau.
I just want to start off with, this episode was boring, and I do like some politicky stuff, like the episode where Padmé, like the episode prior to this, where Padmé goes to the separatist and talks to her old friend. Like, that was pretty cool. Like, I've never seen that on Star Wars before, but this episode was just, again, in the Senate temples. There's another assassination attempts. There's thugs beating up senators. Like, I want to get back to the actual Clone Wars and see some battles now.
So first off, I never said Robonino out loud before I just said it there. So then once I read it, I was like, that can't be how it's pronounced. I just made him a Latino soccer player, but I guess it would be Robonino or Robonino. Probably not Nino, but.
Okay, can we talk about the episode?
I agree with all that. I mean, this. I think part of the issue with this episode is that, Onaconda Farr comes in pretty early. We know he's dead, right? So, and like you said, this is a prequel to Senate murders. I feel like prequels are interesting where they precede more interesting events. I didn't need a prequel to Senate murders.
So someone might hear my dryer going off in the background. I don't know that, but yeah, we didn't need a prequel. And like this, like, I get what's happening. Like, it's the Clone Wars. We're in this third season. There's 7 seasons. Now that we're going on to that, it doesn't matter what happens when this bill passes. We're still going to have more episodes of Clone Wars.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, the banking clan lost. That's it. Clone Wars are canceled. I mean, we did get some Rodian humor in this, so now we have a reason to be more excited when Onaconda Farr is murdered because he tells bad jokes.
Yeah.
He said, also, we can't afford ammunition, remember? Ha
ha. I still think as a Rodian, like, his eyes are still the coolest in the whole Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah. This also has thematic tie-ins with The Last Jedi, because that annoying stuttering guy, he has a little speech about how how there's only one way to get that rich, and it's like basically be like an arms dealer, and that's kind of what this episode was about. You have the banking clan pushes for deregulation, and then they're able to make even more money than they normally do, which is a lot of money. So, I don't know. There's that. And then also the fact that Padmé's hair is actually a hat we learn in this episode. That whole big weird headpiece.
Yeah.
Her handmaid's holding it. I was like, oh, I just thought that was her hair in a weird headpiece.
Yeah, me too.
But it's just a hair hat.
Yeah. I do think you start seeing the I'll pronounce this word wrong, the juxtaposition of Padmé fighting for like I don't want this war to go on, and then she's like, we gotta find a common person, and then she's like, oh, my handmaiden, and it's like, you kind of show how you are rich, like, you live in like a temple on 2 different like main worlds, and then you're like, yeah, my handmaiden, she lives in the slums and she can't feed her kids, and then she doesn't have electric or any of that stuff, and she can't bathe her kids but twice a week, and it's just like, Padme, like I understand what you're getting at, but at this point, you could just take care of your handmaiden. Like you could just pay her better.
That's true. And then
You know?
also, I mean, the fact that she's basically a Senate aide means she's probably doing better than a lot of people in this world. I think in real life, Senate aides don't make a lot of money, but they're still, they still have a little bit of respect. They're part of the whole government machine, basically.
Yeah. I think Senate aides like they typically make like $35,000-$45,000.
That's
Like
what I think
at the
too.
federal level. Yeah,
I'm
some
not
like
sure
that.
that, but that sounds
Some like mid range thing, but many Senate aides like they are in like law school or in like terms of being like clerks for judges and everything. So in our world, a lot of Senate aides like this is a stepping stone to getting into politics or to becoming a lawyer or a judge or and then Senate aides or like congressional aides and everything. A lot of the time they are taken and given better paid jobs for lobbyists.
true. Yeah, I guess I get the sense she's more of I use Senate aide because that's probably the closest equivalent. But I guess I get the sense she's not really doing that stuff. Her
Yeah.
handmaiden, but I don't know. They sort of have this messy thing here because I feel like a lot of these things have real world equivalents, but I feel like then they went with this old timey handmaiden instead of like Senate aide, which is
Yeah.
probably more really what she would be, even though she's doing more handmaiden work here. It seems
Right.
like just carrying around her hair hat.
Yeah, but you see stuff like this at the United Nations where you have super rich countries, they come in, and then you see poorer countries and like the president looks like he's wearing like a secondhand suit, like he doesn't have 40 aides and like he bikes himself to the meeting, you know, like that type of stuff. Like you kind of see that here in this episode with Padme's like poor handmaiden, but we know Padme's story. You could just help your handmaiden out. Like knock your shit off, Padme.
Yeah. The so this is what I was thinking during the episode. So is Padme Amidala, is she Star Wars Alexandria Ocasio Cortez?
I don't know. I don't think so. People actually respect Padme.
AOC is she's a progressive. That's kind of what Padme is here, right? She's this whole speech about like not forgetting about the people and caring about the people, and like the people are too poor to even bathe their kids. That's the sort of stuff that like AOC talks about.
I think she just wants to stop the war because she's still rich. She was a princess. She was elected like for her 2-year term when she was like 15, and she still like respected, and she became a senator, and she has like all these friends and connections. So whereas AOC, I understand what you're getting at and everything, but like I feel like Padme could just stop the senator life and still like live a super rich, like pleasurable life.
True. Yeah. Yeah. And I think we brought her up before. I guess Padme is more of a Relena Peacecraft than a AOC. Because the one is self-made and this is her whole life's work. The other one, is a princess, basically. you know. And then I thought it was interesting at the end of that episode that I can remember the guy's name. The chancellor's like right hand man that's always with him in Senate.
His Senate aide.
Yeah, so he mentions to him like, what are we going to do? And Palpatine basically says like, well, we're going to continue to use democracy for now. Which I feel like kind of hints that like that's not going to be the case forever. But like it's not the right time to change anything right now. They're going to just let democracy take its course.
Yeah, so he kind of has to right now. He doesn't have that power. The a lot of the separatists, like General Grievous, believe that the separatist war is real, whereas Count Dooku knows like the end game. but like right now, everybody's under the assumption that they have 3 million more droids coming, and we only have the good guys per se only have 300,000 clone troopers. So like he understands that at this point he can't take over as chancellor or emperor because they don't realistically have the people to destroy the separatists.
Yeah, I feel like in a lot of real world situations too. I feel like that banking clan member who was like, "Well, we just sold 3 million more droids to the separatists." I feel like would have got arrested. Been like, "Oh, okay, you just sold 3 million more droids to the enemy. Okay, cool. You're going to jail." Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like there's treaties in place to prevent that, but I feel like there's a decent amount of real world countries that would not put up with that.
yeah. But it was kind of explained. It was kind of explained, like in the previous episode, that the separatists versus the republic, like it's more of a civil war than it is like a war between nations.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I do. That was really interesting. I think it was the last couple of episodes we covered before this.
Yeah, and I think that's why like the bank clan's like, yeah, we could sell it. Well, it's still one thing. It's just a squabble between, it's a civil war. It's not a nation. It's not like Russia versus the U.S.
That's true. I also kind of wish. I guess her speech worked, but I feel like Padmé in her speech was going towards. She started to say about how we're going to lose the war at home, and I feel like she had an opportunity to use a little fear mongering there, because obviously fear mongering does work, and say something along the lines of like about worlds defecting to the separatists or whatever because of bad treatment they've gotten from the Republic. But like I said, I guess her speech did what she wanted it to.
Yeah. So and then the stupid attempt, the assassination of Padme. It's just like stop with the attempted assassinations on Padme. Like it's like the third time you guys have done this in the show. Like just please stop. We know it's not going to work.
Agreed. Yeah, we went on that time to talk about the assassination. You're never going to catch Padme. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we know how the war ends. So
exactly, Dooku needs to watch the prequel movies and then stop these assassination attempts.
Would you like to move to Nightsisters?
Yes, let me bring up the description.
Okay. The book.
Yeah, these got so long in this third season.
These are just novelizations of the episode.
Basically. Troubled by Asajj Ventress' growing prowess with the dark side of the Force, Darth Sidious commands Count Dooku to eliminate her. But Ventress survives Dooku's assassination attempt, and the jilted former apprentice vows to take revenge, enlisting the aid of her kinswoman, the mystical Nightsisters, in her sinister scheme. Only halfway done. Mother Talzin, leader of the Nightsisters, veils Asajj and her fellow assassins in a cloak of invisibility, and they infiltrate Dooku's palace on Sereno. Though they fail to kill the Count, their use of captured Jedi lightsabers leads Dooku to mistakenly believe that the Jedi have tried to kill him. Interested in protection, he requests a new apprentice from Mother Talzin. Now, this is actually a good description, or a good example. So, season 1 and 2 descriptions would have only been the first half. The first half is a really good teaser into the episode, and then they explain. But then now they explain the entire rest of the episode.
So this episode, I really like the beginning. I was surprised at the entire episode. Like, this is a really good episode. Also, it's like a little side story, not really pertaining much to the Clone Wars, except, General Grievous keeps messing up, and Grievous is like, I got to get away. And Dooku's like, don't fail me again. And then Ventress keeps messing up, and Dooku's like, don't fail me again. And then this episode, finally, Dooku's just like, yeah, just kill her. She keeps failing me.
Yeah, well, I thought it was really interesting because, and I think it's going to explain Grievous a little bit too, because Grievous does some good things, does some bad things, so he sort of doesn't really progress the war one way or the other, and that's what Palpatine wants, right? So here he sees that I don't think it has anything to do with the Sith apprenticeship. Although I guess it certainly could, but I kind of got the sense from watching it that Palpatine doesn't want one side or the other to get too powerful. He wants the war to continue for now, So he orders Dooku to take out Ventress, and just in order to, in order to sort of hamstring that side, since maybe that side's winning right now, and then balance things out again a little bit.
Yeah. I just like the whole Ventress arc you see in this episode, like her past and everything. You really do start feeling bad for Ventress.
Yeah, when the episode started, I was like, "Oh, it's a Ventress episode." I was like, I mean, she's okay. She's not my favorite character, but like, whatever. We already did the sexual tension with the Obi-Wan thing, which they had a joke like that here. But then it surprised me a lot. I think with the Nightsisters thing too. It sort of made me think that I'm sure people that are like EU readers and stuff probably know about a ton of people like this, but it just made me think, there probably are these powerful things in the galaxy, or these powerful groups or races that just aren't as directly involved in the politics. I think we talked a little bit before about this. We see pretty small cross section of different races represented in the everyday stories and politics, but it's a big galaxy. There's a lot of other people around. There's probably a lot of other powerful people like these Nightsisters.
Yeah. So do you remember the planet? I can't think of the planet's name.
Let me see. I don't think they ever say it.
Yeah. Oh, they do.
Because they don't say it in the they don't say it in the wiki, and I feel like they list all that stuff.
No, they do say the planet, because it's in that the Star Wars game I played, and you learn like a lot more about that planet in the Star Wars game. I can't think of it. I sound like I'm just like an idiot right now, but yeah, you visit that planet, and you learn a lot more about it without reading or anything. Just playing like an extended universe game.
Dathomir.
Yeah, that's the planet.
So here's the thing. So here they talk about basically they're witches. They're talking about magic, and then in the wiki they talk about arcane magics and the magical ichor of the planet. But I mean, is this just the Force, or is this a different thing altogether?
Yeah. So the whole thing is, this is a dark Force planet, and like these witches can control the dark side of the Force. They're dark side users. That's what the planet's about. That's why it's like all red and doom and gloom and everything's evil, apparently.
Interesting. So yeah, it's just an interesting switch. She gets trained as a Jedi, so we see obviously Anakin parallels and stuff here. Then she goes through too much loss and pain. Which is why pretty sure Yoda warned us not to train Anakin, because he had too much of that stuff inside him. And here you have another person, who also, I mean, honestly, was really powerful. She, again, I guess we can't say for sure what Palpatine really thinks or means, but if she really is getting so powerful that Palpatine's worried about her, then I mean, she really is like an Anakin-like figure then. And that she was trained by the Jedi and then switched to the dark side and is now like one of the most powerful Force users in the galaxy. Again, if Palpatine's to be believed here.
Yeah. I mean, she was chokeholding Anakin and Obi-Wan, who are both like forces to be reckoned with. Like they are powerful Jedi, and Anakin becomes one of the most powerful Jedi, or Sith in the galaxy, and like she's handily beat both of them both times, or 3 times that they've met.
Yeah, have we ever seen a double Force choke before this? Because I wrote double Force choke and exclamation point in my notes.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen the double Force choke, and she pushes both of them away, and then she chokes like 4 people at the same time and kills them. So she did a like quadruple Force choke.
Yeah, I was made in my head between quadruple Force choke or like tetra Force choke.
Yeah, I think the double Force choke is amazing because it's against two powerful Jedi, but the quadruple one is crazy because she kills 4 men.
Because she only has 2 hands. So
Yeah,
how do you choke 4 guys?
Uh, with your force hands, force choke, four guys.
Yeah, because because I feel like now, see, yeah, I feel like some of the time when we see the force stroke, we see someone actually make the choking motion as if they're like projecting the power of what their hand would actually be doing. But I don't know if that's one of those things that's just like helps the person that's doing it to mentally focus. Because we see other times where there's no hand motion involved.
Right. Yeah, you're just miming what you want to do.
Yeah. Just as sort of like a focusing tool.
Yeah, because you can kind of see in the movies, you can see Dooku moving stuff like with just his fingers, So it's really just, I think you focus on something, and then you have that visual of what you want to do for the audience, more or less than yourself.
Yeah. Also, the Dooku sleeps with no covers on with his shoes on. So, I mean, he's probably grumpy because he probably doesn't get the best rest like that, right?
I I don't think we could have saw Dooku in like a gown. He just sleeps whenever. I don't think it's called sleep for Dooku. I think it's called like mind rest. Like you'd have to like rename it because he's so powerful and.
That's what
But
I was thinking.
also
That's what I was thinking too.
he's
He probably doesn't. Right? He probably doesn't sleep regularly. It probably is just like a shutdown sort of thing.
like an Odin sleep type deal.
I think something like that's going on. Yeah, but I mean, it would certainly have been different if like Dooku was just like in his underwear, just had like a t-shirt on. I mean,
That would have been great. Like if he got up and he was like in like a tidy whities or something like that. Like he got up like he's still fighting like almost naked.
yeah, I kind of feel like though, is this one of those things that makes it like a little cartoony? Like, I mean, because I feel like you couldn't get away with that in a live action thing. Like you couldn't have live action Dooku fully dressed with his shoes on, laying in bed, sleeping, and then jump out of bed. But I feel like since it's a cartoon, or almost, or I mean, I guess my first thought was it feels kind of video gamey a little bit, but I mean, I think cartoony works too.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, he could have. I like if they made him slippers like that outfit. I'm looking at it again right now, but like that outfit could have been PJs. But the shoes are a little ridiculous. But if they made him more slipper like I could see how like he was poisoned and like he wasn't feeling good, so he go lay down in his super giant bed and then pop out of bed.
Also, instead of giving him a poison to dull his senses, why don't they just give him a poison that killed him?
Uh because I probably to like kill him and then maybe it was an honorable thing because he is like so powerful. Like he is a baron, and then he is powerful and people respect him. Like they probably wouldn't want to like kill him the coward's way. Like that's my reasoning.
I guess, but I mean, already sneaking into his thing is already the challenge, or just like wake him up with a lightsaber through his head. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they took a bit of an unnecessary risk here.
Well, you see that in movies and TV all the time. You're like, no, no, just stab the guy. Like, don't talk to him. Don't tell him your plans.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. They basically did the bad guy thing.
So one of my favorite movies, and I think it's one of the best Bond movies, and probably one of the top 10 movies of all time, is Goldfinger. And
Okay.
he ties Bond to like the laser, the laser that melts the gold and everything, and he uh he ties Bond to it, and Bond goes, "You're not gonna make me talk." He's like, "Oh, Bond. I'm not here to make you talk. I'm here to kill you." And then like Bond tries to talk his way out of it, and then he just keeps Bond prisoner. So everybody thinks Bond's okay and up and up. Like it was a really good plan. Like it was a really good plan. And then he slept with a woman and seduced the woman and everything. But like he Goldfinger was a really good bad guy. Like he didn't expose like his master plan until like Bond was going to kill him and everything. So he just did dumb mistakes. And I think just like anything else, they made dumb mistakes. Like they could have just poisoned him.
Yeah, when you talk about the laser thing, it made me think of all the then times that was like parodied, like I think Austin Powers is a thing like that, and then if I remember in the movie, and then the Great Mouse Detective. There's a record that goes around, and then it's gonna kill. I can't think of the guy or the mouse's name. The Sherlock Holmes mouse at the end. But if you haven't seen the Great Mouse Detective, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's all I really have for this episode too. But I mean, I like we get introduced to the Nightsisters. We go to Dathomir. We see Dooku kind of like finally give up on someone, and it's not about the Senate, and there's no. I guess there is assassination plots, but it's not on Padmé again.
No Senate equals good.
Yeah, but that's all I really have.
Unless it's the good Senate episodes. Then good Senate equals good. But I'm done.
So that's it for this week's Whole Week Costa. Thanks for listening. You can check us out at Spotify, YouTube,
Apple Podcasts, Lipson.
Apple Podcast. Yeah, I usually read that off the thing. But thanks for listening. Have a good week.